In today's video, I'm going to be unboxing the new TCL 50XL 5G. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. We have the TCL 50XL right here. This is going to be available at Metro by T-Mobile for $160 retail, as well as T-Mobile if you guys want to pick it up there. They do have some port-in specials on this device, like if you guys open a new number at Metro by T-Mobile, you can get this phone for free. And all you have to do is pay the taxes and activation fee, so go ahead and check this out if you're looking for a sub $200 phone. Now for this $160 price tag, there are some very decent specifications on here and some premium stuff that I should make known to you guys. So first and foremost, we have a 6.8 inch display, and with that 6.8 inch display, we have a full HD plus display, so 1080 by 2460. We have a 396 ppi, and surprisingly enough, this has a 120 hertz refresh rate on this device. So for 160 bucks already with 120 hertz, you're winning. We also have a 5,000 milliamp battery inside of here with an 18 watt fast charging rate as well. Great to see it. 128 gigabytes of internal storage, and you can expand that via micro SD card as well. We also have NFC inside of this device, stereo speakers inside this device, and we have Android 14 straight out of the box with one Promise OS update and 2 years of Promise security patches. Now with all of that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the new TCL 50XL. Alright everybody, so this is the phone in the flesh right here. Take a look at that in a second. First thing we find inside the box is our SIM ejector tool. We also have our quick start guide, we have our safety and regulatory information, and our terms and conditions. And the last thing that you can find in the box is our USB Type-C data cable, and we also have a charger, surprisingly in 2024, inside of this box. Alright guys, so this is the TCL 50XL right here. Back of the device right here, this fabric kind of feels like rubber, but it's a very decent texture right here, very rubbery, so it's not going to fall off your hand, so we get some grip right here. Also, the only logo that we can find on here is our TCL emblem. That's a really nice touch. That's all we get. And of course, for our camera setup, we have a main 50 megapixel sensor. Our secondary camera is going to be our 5 megapixel ultra wide, and our third is going to be a 2 megapixel depth sensor. And on the front of the device, you can find your 8 megapixel selfie camera. Both of these cameras are going to be able to record at 1080 30 frames per second. On the right side of the device, we have our power button that doubles as a fingerprint sensor, and just above that, we have our volume up and down rocker. Top of the phone, we have our noise canceling mic. Left side of the device, we have our SIM tray, and bottom of the phone, we have our headphone jack port. We have our noise canceling mic. We have a USB Type-C port, and we have a speaker right here that's actually going to be in unison with another speaker on our headset. So this means only one thing: we have stereo speakers on our device. Beautiful to see it at $160. Also, if you guys just got this device and you want the smoothest and highest refresh rate and the most stable, just go ahead and go to display settings, go to refresh rate, and choose the 120 hertz refresh rate. If you guys don't, by default, it is going to be on smart refresh, which is kind of a balance between 60 and 120 hertz. But other than that, the 120 hertz refresh rate we see on this display, it looks really good. The colors look great on here as well. As you guys know, TCL does work on TVs, so they did a great job on this display. The colors are great, sharpness is pretty good on here, and we have some great clarity. We also have a pretty high pixel density, as I talked about before, so we have a 396 ppi, pretty high up there. The UI we're going to be running on here is TCL UI, but for the most part, this is pretty stock Android, and it looks pretty good so far. Going to our drop down bar menu, of course, we have our Wi-Fi calling, we have things like Bluetooth, airplane mode, we have our wallet to add our memberships and credit cards and stuff. We also have our auto rotate, our flashlight, device control, eye comfort, native screenshot, and native screen recorder. We also have our casting right there if you guys want to cast to whatever smart TV you have. We have our hotspot, our NFC, but so far this is feeling pretty nice. I feel at home with this UI. It feels pretty natural. Getting into our camera on this phone, we have a pretty quick shutter speed on here as well. The sharpness in studio lighting and the colors look pretty good. Doesn't look washed out at all. Doesn't look super noisy, but we'll get into that later on. We also have video that caps out at 1080p, 30 frames per second. We have our slow motion. We have time lapse, and we have pano right here if you guys want to go and use that. We also have our portrait mode, and if we click on more, we have our pro mode, which lets you change things like the white balance and ISO manually. We also have light trace, and we also have Google Lens on here to basically do searches through photos you've taken. So far this phone is pretty smooth and fluid, and everything looks great so far. The last couple of things I want to check out is the video and the sound on this device. So checking out those stereo speakers. All right, everyone, so this is our 4K 60 frames per second video right here, and it's going to be at 1440p 60 frames per second. Let's see how this looks. So for $160, this display looks great. We have some good color, good contrast, and good sharpness with this display. And for this price tag, you guys are going to be happy with this phone for sure. I do not have any reason to complain about this display. It looks great. And of course, last but not least, we're going to check out the speakers on this device. Do keep in mind this is a $160 phone. Let's go and check out the stereo speakers on this. Alright guys, so for $160, of course there is some tin on these speakers, but for that price tag, I still think these sound pretty good, and for the most part, we have some decent bass and we have some very, very loud speakers on this device. So for 160 bucks, you are going to get some tin. Of course, it isn't going to be the clearest of all time, but I feel like this is definitely a sacrifice one could make if they're spending only 160 on a phone. All right, guys, so that was my unboxing and first impressions on the new TCL 50 XL. I do like this phone so far for 160 bucks. And for anybody thinking this is the review, this is not the review. I have so many more videos coming on this, including the full review of this phone. But for my initial impressions, I'm very much impressed, TCL. Great job on this phone, especially offering at a price tag of $160 retail. Everything's looking great so far. The couple of things I don't like about this phone, and this is being super picky, I know. This is a $160 phone. I don't think you can really ask for much more. But for those couple of cons I found so far, of course, is just the bezel on the bottom of the phone. I'm being super picky about that, I know. And the stereo speakers are kind of tinny. That's pretty much it on this device. Everything else for $160, 120 hertz refresh rate with a 396 ppi, 5000 milliamp battery with a charger inside the box that charges at 18 watts, NFC inside of this device as well. I don't think there's much more you can ask for 160 bucks. So I'm super impressed, TCL. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm really looking forward to spending some more time with this device. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. This has been Safan from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.